Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jovin from the GoLoco podcast, but this isn't a podcast. Woo! I'm gonna try something out new. Um, so if you've clicked on the video, obviously, this is my trailer reaction to the official trailer for the Marvel Studios Moon Knight show coming on Disney Plus in March. I think I saw on Twitter. This trailer came out while I was at the gym. So, um, I have not seen anything from the trailer. I did see some of the teaser from Disney Plus Day, I think, or it was sometime last year. They had an event. They showed off a bunch of the Marvel shows. Moon Knight. They showed some footage. I saw like some set pictures of his suit, but I don't think those are in the trailer. But just give you context for anyone who's new here. I am a Marvel fan. Um, haven't been reading too many comics recently though. I do love a lot of Marvel shows, a lot of Marvel cartoons. Obviously, love the MCU, the Fox movies, the Sony movies, all those things. Moon Knight is not really in my sphere of like knowledge. Like I know of him, I know like basic things. Like he's like a everyone always says, "Oh, he's Marvel's Batman," but he's not really. He is, but he's not. Like he's very different. He's from what I know, he's like got this Egyptian like god thing. I don't know if he got. I think he got powers from like an Egyptian god. Is that is that like I don't know. Um, I know he's like a rich guy, but he's got like split personality disorder, or sorry, it's not that. It's dissociative identity disorder. Now I believe that's what so dissociative identity disorder. I think that's the new term. DID. So it's no longer. So it's like he's like the Moon Knight system. I'm not too. Anyway, all I know is he's a vigilante. Sometimes he's got some powers. He's like I think he's dressed in all white, and he literally just attacks you, and just comes at you, and instead of like what most people do would be like, oh, I got a counterattack hit. He just goes straight forward at you, and like he just doesn't dodge. I hope I had that in post, or that's gonna look really weird. But yeah, so here we are. I'm gonna bring up the trailer right now, so I'm gonna be watching it with you guys. Be sure to the link for the trailer is down in the description. Make sure you guys watch this. Watch the trailer. It's obviously it's gonna be awesome. So after this, I'm gonna give some thoughts regarding the trailer. I might actually talk a little bit more about the MCU shows in general and my thoughts on all of them. And yeah, let's just jump right into it, Philip DeFranco style. Just I got it up here. I believe this is it. All right, I have no idea what to expect. I know I've heard some people say it's like really good, but like I have legit no idea what to expect here. So I'm going in as close to blind as possible for a Marvel fan. All right, so 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I think I'm losing it.
We'll catch you on. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Stephen. I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
Thank you.
Lost the contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark? It must be very difficult. The voice in your head. There's chaos in you.
Embrace the chaos.
All right. Okay. Wow. Oops, wrong button. Wow. That was hell. That was. I'm kind of speechless, honestly. Like, it's a really good. Wow. That doesn't look like an MCU movie or TV show. That looks completely different. This is like. I have no words. This is really. I'm really enthusiastic about this. I just, as someone who, again, I have to reiterate, I don't know much about Moon Knight, but I think I kind of see the DID. I kind of see the there's some magic powers because the costume comes on, and wow, let's just go like frame by frame for a bit. Let's see if we could do that. Just go frame by frame on this. So I believe it's this. All right, so he's like, this guy is just sitting in bed. Like, I heard Steven. Like, I've heard different. You hear different names within the trailer. I know he's got more than just his. I don't even know what's the actual like name of the Moon Knight character. So like, I think I heard Steven. I think I heard Mark as some possible names, but like, just skip through here. Like, he's obviously like, I don't want to say deranged, but he's like, I can't imagine how that would feel like. At some point, you're like having a normal day, and then all of a sudden you just wake up and you're like, you have a gun and you're driving a truck and you have no idea what's happening. That's just kind of insane. Like, so this looks like it's gonna be like the main personality that we're gonna be following. This, I think his name's Steven. Let me listen again.
Catch you on. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Steven.
Yeah, Steven. So this looks like he's the main personality that we're following, at least in this trailer. I have no idea if that's going to be actually happening within the show. Within the show, we could be following more Moon Knight, more. Looks like he said Mark at some point. So there's a minimum 3 personalities living within this system right here. So, but like, he's just hallucinating. He doesn't know what's going on. There's some of these shots are just so creative. Like him, I remember watching a movie. I don't remember. I think it was Mirrors. I think it's a horror movie. I saw a trailer on TV one time and it freaked me out. It's like it's like the girl was like going to go take a bath, but like the reflection was like stood still and just looked at her creepily, and then like somehow killed her. That effed me up. So that type of shot really messed with. I think this looks like it at least could be one of, maybe he's an antagonist. I have no. Again, I'm going into this trailer blind. I'll do my research more eventually, but for now, this is just looks like that might be the main antagonist, or at least he's not. He might not be bad, but he's. What's this actor's name? Who is this? He looks so familiar. I'll have to look up the cast later, but Oscar Isaac is just doing a really good job right now. Like, he's an amazing actor. He's probably one of the, in all honesty, in terms of acting talent, he might be like top 5% of all Marvel actors that they could have gotten. Like, if he immediately, just on his name alone, is like top 5 in talent, top in terms of acting talent. I don't know how he is going to be in the show, but like the potential could be possibly one of the best acted shows. So we're just looking through here. He looks like he's running from something. Let's see. It's all dark here, and this scene right here where he's just beating the crap out of this guy. That's what I feel like Moon Knight is. He's just brutal. Like, people say he's similar to Batman. I think Moon Knight kills, so I can't say for sure. But like, this is definitely, if you're like, oh, he's just Marvel, you have to. It's coming from someone who's like a really big Batman fan. This is totally different feeling, different vibe. Like, this is definitely more anti-hero. Batman is clearly, while he walks that line sometimes, he's clearly here. He clearly picks the right choice like 95% of the time. Maybe sometimes he doesn't consider people's emotions, but it's not. It does. This feels anti-hero. This feels like a Punisher type of vibe, like just this brutality, and then just the costume. When you just this, let me try to see if I can get like a good shot of it. Let's see. Man, I'm really lagging right now. Okay, let's just go frame by frame until we can get to it. Oh, that previous shot right there. I mean, come on, that just looks amazing. In all honesty, like this looks amazing. I'm glad it looks like they're going pretty comic booky with his costume. It doesn't seem like it's like a. I don't know for sure. I have to go check research the costume. I'll probably put it like here as a comparison right around now. Hopefully, future Jovin remembers that. But yeah, this seems like it looks dope. This could be honestly, if we're gonna get into it, and then I'll get into it in a second. But like this logo just looks nice, and then the shot where he jumps off and it becomes a Disney Plus logo in the white. All right. Honestly, this could end up being my favorite MCU show if the potential is there. Like I know they have She-Hulk and Miss Marvel on the way. I believe they're already filming those, but Moon Knight here, it's coming out in March, so same time as the Batman. Brutal hero, brutal anti-hero fans are gonna be living in March. But yeah, this could be my favorite MCU show on Disney Plus. I'm not gonna consider the Netflix shows because those aren't, even though it's debatable if they're MCU canon now. Spoilers for a lot of things, possibly, but yeah, this I feel like this has it feels so different. It's like this kind of, I don't want to say horror vibe. It's not horror. It's more like this thriller, it's like psychological thriller type of feeling I'm getting, where it's like I feel like us as the audience for at least the first few episodes are not going to know what's real, what's going on, basically. So just as much as the characters. So we're gonna have a very unreliable narrator because he has, is what I know, he has DID, and and it looks like he doesn't really know. So it might be something that happens that gives him, that makes his mind fracture and break, and result in him having DID, where he has Steven. Looks like this is the main guy we're following. Then there's a Mark persona, that I don't know too much. Again, I don't know much about Moon Knight at all. But like, as someone who doesn't know this looks like it could be my favorite show. Top 2 or 3 easily for MCU TV shows by far. If I wanted to give a ranking, let me just make. I'm just gonna check all MCU TV MCU Disney Plus shows. It's just okay. Yeah, I was definitely gonna forget some of these. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go quickly rank my favorites from start to finish. Um, so my least favorite, feel like, was Hawkeye. Like I liked Kate Bishop. I like again. I'm gonna be spoiling all these shows a little bit, at least a little bit, maybe a lot. Not gonna go too much into it. But if you haven't seen the shows, you might have just wanted to stop at the trailer reaction. This might not be for you. So I think like last place right now is like Hawkeye. Not, and again, I'm gonna say this right now. None of these shows are bad, but I feel like Marvel, at least for this beginning part, didn't want to take too many risks with their TV shows. They wanted to keep it pretty Marvel, right? They're pretty, like, they're not generic formula, but they're Marvel-ish formula. Like, kind of have a little bit of witty banter. the stakes are okay. I can't say the stakes aren't huge because we're gonna get into the shows that I liked, but the some of the plots are very generic. I know some things were cut for time. I'll get to those when we get to those that I kind of know, kind of heard of, but yeah. So I think at last place right now for me is Hawkeye. Um, Kate Bishop was great. Clint getting a little bit more story on Clint was he was pretty good, but as like a main protagonist or main co-protagonist, I definitely was like more. I related, not related, more like invested in Kate's story than Clint's. I feel like Kate's story was very much more uh, interesting, I guess, because Clint in the MCU has been kind of this weird character because he's not really close to his Marvel Comics counterpart, and they haven't done much with him. This is really the show they've done the most with him, and in terms of like fleshing out his character, fleshing out how much of a normal guy he is. But he just kind of felt like, well, he's Clint. He's pretty good. Just I got a little bit like more respect for him for what he does, but like, and I knew he had to get over Nat's death in Endgame. But I feel like it just kind of was just okay. It was just okay. Um, Above that, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is my next one up from. I think we're going from my least favorite to most favorite. I'm not gonna say worst to best because none of them are bad. So my least favorite to my most favorite MCU TV show. Falcon Winter Soldier. There's a lot of things that happen about production. Obviously, with the situation of the world, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but or this is gonna be on YouTube. I don't know if I can say that. But the feeling I get, they cut out the plot line of the the pandemic in the Falcon Winter Soldier show, so that really made the I forgot what's the name, the Flag Smashers. Their one unique plot device was cut, so they really felt very generic. But I like the banter between Falcon slash Cap and Sam and why am I forgetting names? Oh my goodness, I'm a bad Marvel fan, right? Bucky, Sam and Bucky. I like how they transitioned. They've really ventured into this like this valley of like, what does it really mean to be like the Captain America as an African American, and how like hard that was for Sam to want to embrace because of the climate of the world. And U.S. Agent was like, he was like, as much as people hated him, and I hated in terms of like what like I could see his negative character arc with a little bit of redemption near the end, but I could see the negative character arc coming. But he's just and he was just like amazing. And then Zemo was just like great highlight of the show in my opinion. Hope we see more for him in the future if possible. But yeah, that's like my second least favorite show. And above that, I'm gonna go What If season 1. I know they cut like one episode, but it didn't really feel like that much. I think it was like the Gamora, Tony Stark episode that they kind of showed a preview in the season finale of the first season, and I think there's rumors that episode might actually be coming in the second season, so we might see more of that. But yeah, What If, it was just it was a cool concept. It was nice, but the animation was okay, and some of the episodes were fun, but some of the episodes were boring as hell. So because it was like, not slice of life, it's like a different story every week. So yeah, some of the like the Doctor Strange episode was amazing, but like I'm trying to remember, like the Captain Carter one was like okay. I do like her character, but yeah. So I think above that, I would put WandaVision. Like that WandaVision hits so strong the first third to half, like the first first half to 2/3 was just really amazing. Like all these things, the line of "What is grief if not love persevering?" is just like probably the best line Marvel has almost ever delivered. Top 5 easily best just lines, and the delivery is just as amazing. But yeah, WandaVision probably like second. I think that's second right now, and then my top one right now is Loki. Loki was just amazing. Tom Hiddleston as Loki was great. It introduced the concept of Kang. We didn't get Kang. We didn't get Kang. We have to remember that we got a variant of Kang that is not Kang, but we introduced the multiverse, the breaking of the single universe into the multiverse, which is leading into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and to some extent, No Way Home and Spider Man. So yeah, those were like that's my top. That would be my ranking. So right now I got Loki, WandaVision, What If season 1, Falcon Winter Soldier, and Hawkeye. That's my current ranking of all the MCU shows, and all of them are just kind of decent to good. But like I would put them if I were to put them along with all the other MCU shows. I'd really feel like I'd put that right. Most of them would be like mid tier, lower mid tier, upper mid tier, but like none of them like blew me away. Maybe Loki and WandaVision were the closest to like possibly entering like my top 10, top 15 favorite MCU things, but like um WandaVision's ending was kind of subpar, while Loki's ramp up was kind of slow, or kind of. I had to get into the swing of things with Loki, but the ending was amazing, leading up for Loki season 2, I believe we're getting, and then other possible ramifications of what happened at the end. And then WandaVision started off super strong, but it kind of became a generic bad guy, good guy fight by the end, though that's leading into Multiverse of Madness, which I am super hyped for. And I believe Moon Knight can easily, the potential wise, I feel like I could easily see it at least being at Loki tier, at that Loki WandaVision tier, if not better. Because like what I'm seeing here, it's very much different than anything we got in the MCU. The Eternals, I think, was like Marvel's first like quote unquote like risk in terms of like a different type of story, different new characters, since like, and not like Guardians, but like because Guardians was really funny. Eternals was very much a serious movie. I feel like some people were turned off by that, but like if you, for me, Eternals was actually like really interesting. I just felt like the punch, like the punch, like that extra step that I needed wasn't there. I don't know what that is, like where it's like where it's like emotional value, or just like more interesting antagonist. So there's not, I, but I feel like that's setting up for more in the future, not just for Eternals, but like for the MCU at large. And I feel like based on what I'm seeing so far, I could be wrong. Could get another trailer. Could look generic. The show could be generic. Could be boring. Who knows? But like from what I'm seeing, Moon Knight really seems like it's going to be like possibly one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite MCU shows. Just the way it is, the way Oscar Isaac is an amazing actor. I need to see who else is in the show. But I feel like Moon Knight has the potential to be just like the best show for so far. We got other stuff here. We got She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Ironheart, Armor Wars. We got so many things that I just hope we get that are just up to the quality that the MCU set. Like whenever people say there's like a bad MCU film or a bad MCU show, typically it's never really bad. It's just the MCU is such a high bar. And people were like, "Oh, but the bar is like a B or an A minus type of thing," where people are like that's the average. Like I would say, like the average Marvel movie is like a B, and the worst Marvel movie would be like a C. So it was like passing, but it's like, you just got by. Obviously, you'd want people in an ideal world would want like every Marvel movie would be an A, but like because people's different interests, different interests in characters, different interests in filmography and writing and music, everything's gonna be different. So for everyone. But I feel like the consistency of the MCU has always been of a pretty good quality, and I feel like Moon Knight, I hope Moon Knight can exceed that for me. I hope we get Moon Knight to be like a B plus, A plus type of show. Because I want more show Marvel and Disney to take more risks. Now that like we're in this literally in this phase 4 ish, of being just kind of we're past the first part of the MCU. Like right now, all the old characters are basically retired, dead, transitioning in between somewhere between being active, maybe being inactive, and maybe closer to me. A lot of these characters that we've grown up the past 10, 12, 15 years with, I almost 15 years ish. We're pretty close to that, I believe. And seeing them transition maybe outside of more active roles into more supporting roles. We need a lot of these shows and a lot of these new movies to really prop up. And I feel like for me, Eternals was pretty the first step in that, but it kind of like didn't fall flat, but just kind of like I feel like the audience was not ready. Like I feel like Eternals is gonna be that thing that Eternals could walk, so all these other shows could fly and run and go further. And that's what I'm gonna be interested in. Hopefully Marvel and Disney live up to my expectations. My expectations are always pretty high for them, and so for the most part they've met or exceeded them. Right now I feel like we're in that period where a lot of these shows or movies are kind of playing safe, so they're kind of just meeting my expectations right now. I want more shows and more movies to exceed them, though. I don't want this kind of feeling like of just generic Marvel that people sometimes talk about. I really want them to break out of the mold, think outside the box, and I think Moon Knight is going to be one of those shows that does it, and I'm so looking forward to it. Anyway, what do you guys think about the Moon Knight? What do you think about the trailer? What do you think about what do you want to see from the show? Also, if you got this far, please rank your MCU TV shows right now. So everything on Disney Plus. We're gonna go Disney Plus only. But if you say like something like the Netflix shows or Agents of Shield, you can put those if you want. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening, and wherever and whenever you are, wherever and whenever you are in the world, I hope you have an amazing day. Peace out.